Hey, I'm Noah, and today I thought I would do a Notion tutorial for anyone out there who doesn't know how to use Notion yet and just needs a quick guide. So by the end of this video, you should know how to use the basics of Notion and how to set up your own page and also find some inspiration for your own projects. Alright, so when you're getting started, the first thing when you open the app will be this getting started screen, and there will be a little bit of info on how to operate Notion, how to use it, and this is pretty useful. I looked at it myself when I started the first time, but I'll show you myself now. So the first thing we want to get familiar with is the interface. You basically have two different options panels. At the side you have this sidebar. You can either lock that in the left so it'll always be there, or you can close it and it'll only show up if you move your mouse to the left of the screen. Now here you find all of your different pages as well as different templates, and you can also import from Word and from other programs, or you have your trash where you have pages that no longer exist. Here you also have settings and different people's Notions, and at the top you have a different bar. Here you have share options for the page you're on. You can add comments, you can look at the history of the page, what has been edited, you can add it to favorites, and then here you have some options for the page setup. To create a new page, you can go to private and just press plus right here, or press on new page down here. You can open this in full screen, and then I'll just name it my new page. So you can just press on enter, and now it'll say type / for commands, or you can just start typing. So this will work just like Word or any other software. You can just start saying, hi, this is my first Notion page. Now how Notion is set up and how the system works is that there are different blocks, and you've just created your first block. And now blocks, there are different types of blocks. So the first one we created just here is just a normal text. Now what you can do with text is you can highlight it with your mouse, and then you can change the font type right here, and you can also change the color. Text is not the only type of block you have in Notion. To find different ones, you can either press right here and go to turn into, and you have these options. Or when you've created a block, you can add a new one by clicking on the plus. Now you can choose text, page, and very many different options. Here are the most basic ones. So for example, you could create a big heading and say, this is my heading number 1. And you could say, I want to make a to-do list right here. So there's the title. Now to create that to-do list, you can also type / on your keyboard, then use your arrow keys to highlight to do, and then press enter, and it'll give you a to-do list. Now for example, I could type in things like cook lunch or wash the dishes. So now when I've done these things, I can just check them off right here. So that's a nice little trick. And now another thing you can do is by taking these 6 dots right here, you can pick up a block and you can drag it to other parts of the page. You can drag it up and down and wherever. And there are also columns, so I can drag this not only above and below something else, but also to the left and to the right of that. So I can organize the to-do list to be more compact right here. Some other block types that exist are page. This will create a sub-page, and you can find it right here. So when you're inside the sub-page, you can see this link tree, basically this kind of system of where you are in your workspace right now. And so I can go back with the arrow, or I can press on my new page to get back to this home page. There are also bulleted lists, numbered lists. These work similar to the to-do list. And toggles. So if I say I really like dogs or animals in general, then I can say, okay, I'll make this toggle dog pictures, and this one cat pictures. And let's say I wanted to put pictures inside of these, I'll put them next to each other like this. Now what I do is I open the toggle, and then I can click on plus and go down to image. You can upload your own image or go to Unsplash and you can look for dog, and you'll find a ton of free online images. So now we're getting some color into this, and another way to add some flair and add your own aesthetic to a page is to add an icon. So these can be either emojis, which I personally don't use that often, I don't really like them, or icons, which are pretty nice. That's a new feature. So you can make it whatever you want, and whenever you click on one of these, for example this one, you'll get different color options, so you can choose the one you like best. And then you can also add a cover, so these options are visible when you hover over this kind of like title area. It'll automatically give you a default cover, but you can change that by change cover, and then looking through the Notion gallery, you can look at what they have available or upload your own picture or use Unsplash again. Looking for look for something nice. See, there's lots of tropical vibes going on. Maybe I'm gonna want to add some palm fronds. You wait a bit, and then you can reposition that to where you want it. For example, there. And now you have a pretty good looking page. Alright, there's some color in it. There's more happening, and it's not as boring to look at. Now we'll just go ahead and add a cat picture. Okay, so if I want to add an image from the web, I can go, for example, to this one right here, to cat pictures, then press on copy image address. So you press that, and you go back to Notion, you go back into your image selection right here, and then you go to embed link, and then you paste the link in there, and it'll embed that image for you. And because they're toggles, you can close them up, and they're gone. So these are kind of like the basic blocks that you can use. Alright, so we're gonna move on. I'm just gonna delete all of this, and I will call this something fun. For example, you want to plan your summer vacation for next year. I mean, the palm background already fits, so we'll keep that, and then we'll just choose a different icon, maybe something related to traveling. Maybe there's a plane. Yeah, there's a nice one. We'll take this airplane and make it green so that it fits with the leaves. And now you can start building your plans. So the first thing I would do is I'm going to show you how databases work. So I type in slash, and now in this database menu I have different views. The most basic database is a table view. So I'll press on that, and then it asks you to select the data source. Now I don't want to create a linked database, so I'll just press on new database right down here. Now I can give it a title, for example, locations, different places I want to go. And then here I can put in my different options of where I want to go. And then I'll add maybe 2 more. There. And so it gives you a name, and this is one type of data set. So you have columns here and you have rows right here. So every column shows you a different data type. So this is the name, this is a default, this is just the title of that row, and it gives you this tags as a default option, so you can change that to whatever you need to. And now here are the different types of properties in a database. So I can, for example, add some text. This works just like the text block. So I can say Spain is a country in Southern Europe. So I can just type in stuff there, and then I can rename this property to whatever I want. There. On this plus, I can add new properties. I can make a multi-select and add different options. So for example, I can say beach, city, culinary, and now I've created these different options, and now when I go out of this edit property tab, I can now select these different things. So I can say, for example, if I want to go to Spain, I would make that a city trip, and if I go to Italy, I'd rather go to the beach, and the Costa Rica trip would be a city trip with some beach. So I can add these multi-select properties to my locations, and maybe this would be a culinary experience, these two countries there. So that's how the table works. You can add new countries right here. You can add new properties right here. So for example, I can say a checkbox. Then you can also add a URL. You can just paste in a link there, and you can follow that link. So there are different ways to visualize data. So this is the table view, but I can add a view right here. And if I want to make a gallery view, for example, and click on done, that will look like this. Every item on here can be opened as a separate page as well, which is really special. So you can keep on typing things, you can add sub-pages inside of this database. And then here you see the properties that we've created in the table database. So now if I want to make this a little more aesthetic, I can go ahead and change the cover and type in Greece. Maybe there's something nice. Oh yeah, this looks great. This really reminds me of Greece. So now when I go out of here by clicking in the gray space, if I go to gallery and I go to card preview, and I change that to the page cover, now the page cover will be seen in this gallery view. So when I go here and I make this maybe like this, and then I'll add a cover again, go to Unsplash and look for Italy this time, see something that looks very Italian. Maybe this picture of the coast, that looks pretty cool. There we go, that looks great. And now you can do this for the rest too. And now you can switch between views up here, and now you have everything you need right there, which is really nice. And now I want to give you some inspiration on what you can do with this information. All right, the next thing I want to show you is just some inspiration for your own pages, different things you can do. So in templates, these are Notion designed pages, which are really useful, which I use a lot when I started out. So for example, in student, you can find a simple budget, and here you have a database with different expenses and different things and fun information like that. But Notion is also really good for taking notes. So for example, if you have meetings, then you can have a meeting notes database right here, and when you open these, you can just take notes just like any other program. And then there's also a travel planner right here. So this is really similar to what we just built, except that this is obviously a bit more advanced. So you have a map right here, a Google Maps embed, and then you just have a schedule of different things with URLs and notes, and a packing list, just these to-dos that we learned earlier. And yeah, so templates are really useful. You can just press on use this template and it'll add a page to your Notion, and you can edit it however you want to fit your own needs. Now I want to show you what I do myself. So this is my home page basically. This is what always opens up when I open the program. This is where everything links back to in a way. And yeah, it has different features. For example, a dictionary. Here I add in different words that I've learned that I haven't known yet, and then here's just the definition of it, and here is a checkbox for if I've used it yet or not. And then here I have current tasks, which is a link back to my to-do list, and in here I have different to-dos that I can drag between these statuses, and then when I have finished them, I can check them off and they disappear, which is a nice little feature that I can show you. If you're interested in knowing how that works, then I can do a more in-depth tutorial on databases if that's what you like. Just let me know in the comments. Back to the home, this is my week. This is a nice little feature that I like. And here you can just add different events during your week. So it's it works like a calendar, except that it's a database. So for example, if you wanna go swimming on Friday, I add that right there. And then you can open it up in this side view and add an area, for example, health and free time. And now you see it in there, and then I can also pick this card up and drag it around. And when I've done that, I can click on check and it's gone. And for example, if you study at university and you have lectures, the same lecture on different days, because the day property is multi-select, you can choose different days and just check them right here and they'll show up right there. So yeah, that's a handy dandy thing that I use. Ooh, one more thing that I really like is in my projects panel, I have a reading list, and in here you just see books that you've read and then the author of that book and then different information about it and then a rating system as well, which I really like. And then in the gallery view, you have the same books and with the book cover that I like, and then in the Hall of Fame it filters out everything to show you just the 5-star rated ones. So yeah, there were some different ways you can use Notion and the basics. I hope this video helped you and I hope you found it interesting and that you learned something. And yeah, let me know if you need any clarification on anything. I can do a follow-up video on anything if you're interested. And if you want my reading list template, I will upload that and there will be a link in the description if you want to download it and use it for yourself. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more things like this and let me know what you're interested in the comments. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. Bye.